Thank you very much for inviting me to present. I've got quite a few slides, so I'll try to go through them fairly rapidly. And the specific subject today, customizable automated strategies. This disclaimer, I have 2 pages. I know everybody has read theirs. Futures trading and options trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks, etc. Since the trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated. Simulated investing and trading programs are also subject to the fact that they have the benefit of hindsight, and you should trade carefully in light of your own circumstances and financial resources, etc. I have a slightly different background to other presenters. I came from the software world mainly, and after retiring, began to actively invest my own portfolio, learned about swing trading and option trading, futures day trading, and put my software and my technology and trading, futures trading into one combined package, which I call TradePilot AI. I've got 3 programmers working for me almost exclusively, and several hundred customers now. The company is called TradePilot and TradePilot AI. That's what our website looks like. I'll show you the website URL at the end. We are a NinjaTrader specialist. All our products run on NinjaTrader, and we are a part of the NinjaTrader ecosystem, approved vendor, and have presented on their webinars in the past. That YouTube connection there, that link shows you the latest presentation we did with them. We have services and products. I won't go through the services more than 30 seconds here. The most important one, probably from a daily point of view, is our trade room, the Futures Trading Club, which this presentation is recorded. You can check this out when it becomes available, but basically that's the meeting ID. It's the same every day. It's a free trade room, and we trade from 9:15, 9:30 a.m. Eastern for an hour and a half. But today I'm going to talk about our strategies, automated strategies. We have 10. This is a 3x3 matrix, so the 10th has been hard to figure out how to get on without getting to a 3x4, which may someday happen. And we'll talk about all 10. But when we talk about automated strategies, I think it's important for those of you who may or may not have heard these different terms that they all pretty much mean the same thing. Automated strategies is NinjaTrader's expression, but you have other people like MetaTrader using expert advisors. The general public talks about algos or systematic trading, and you hear about robo-traders, robots. You know, we talk about bots just to make it simple. So automated strategy and bots, but it's all the same. Without teaching your grandmother how to suck eggs here, overview of retail traders and the problems they have is most trade manually. It's called discretionary trading, but a lot of it's just called seat of the pants. Each trader normally has indicators they use, and they buy and sell manually, literally with their hand on a mouse or hand on a touchpad. When they see something happen with one of the indicators, or when they see price go up suddenly or down suddenly or something like that. And a lot of people trade without predetermined profit target levels and just bang, sell or close when they want to take a profit or minimize a loss. ATMs, which is the NinjaTrader module, advanced trade management templates, are useful, and many people do use those if they're NinjaTrader users. But as you all know, probably in the audience, trading manually can be very tiresome, very tense, requires vigilant monitoring, quick reflexes, nerves of steel, can take a lot of time, white knuckle trading. As contrast to that, a lot of the institutions who trade are using automatic algorithmic systems. And these algos use quantitative logic, mathematical modules, order flow stats, low latency feeds, chart indicators, including the common ones, but also some proprietary ones. And these systems, buy and sell automatically when certain parameters are hit or met, or certain signals are triggered, etc. And most of these algos, employ very specific what-if logic, hard-coded risk management, etc. So we should probably, as retail traders, think about taking the best of what they do as institutions who've been around for a long time and doing this for many years. And so that's really why we have come out with our automated strategies. So why use automated as opposed to manual? Rules-based entries are better than discretionary, including exits. The program acts according to the way it was written, not according to your second guessing. It avoids the pitfalls of emotion like fear and greed. It's very fast compared to manually doing it. You can use limit orders rather than market orders, and more precise. Um, Targets and stops can be set for ticks or dollars or ATRs. You can use trailing stops, runners, ATMs, and you can run multiple charts, multiple instruments, multiple trades at once. I run in the trade room 50 different charts simultaneously because I run it automatically. Hands-free trading means less time on the keyboard. You can go off and go to the kitchen. You can go play golf. You can run these overnight while you're sleeping. If you like indicators, it still doesn't mean that we're not using indicators, because we definitely have those built into our strategies. Um, Automated strategies allow back testing, optimization, walk forward testing, etc. Compared to ATMs, they enter more quickly, and you can scale in and pile on as well, which ATMs don't allow you. And then semi-automated trading is possible. You can actually start manually and then use the bot to exit, or you can use the bot to start and do your manual exit, or you can have the bot running automatically, but you can still manually adjust stop targets and stops and tweak if you see something that catches your eye. And you can also, as the day is progressing or the hour is progressing, you can decide to go long only, short only, or continue to go both directions. No talk about automated strategies and customization is complete without talking about black box and white box. If you've never heard of these, black box is basically a vendor's trading system where they don't tell you how it works, but they promise it will make money, or they indicate it will make money. And you have to trust it, and you pretty much buy it or rent it, lease it, and hope it performs. But pretty much it's a big mystery. That's why it's called a black box. White box, which we think is the better way to go, is a trading systems where there's transparency of the rules, the logic, the decision criteria, etc. And normally you can see the trades on screen as well, so you can understand, as I said before, you can even tweak your target levels and stop levels, etc. The user can see exactly why a trade fired and how each contract performed. The problems with black box strategies I just hinted at, you can read them here, but basically your parameters are fixed. You can't control them. The logic is obscure. The algorithms are hidden. Even the risks are concealed to some extent, to a large extent. You may not have control over or know when the times are trading and how often the black box trades. Sometimes it's tied just to one or two instruments, maybe not be the instruments that you want to trade. They can be expensive. In my experience, they have aggressive sales tactics, and there's a tendency for this to be common in the current foreign exchange marketplace. And often when you look into the fine print, it's non-US companies. White box, which we believe are the best way to go, much more transparent, risk is easier to understand, and customization is possible, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Most parameters can be adjusted, some cases all of them. So you can personalize your strategy. You can back test it, forward test it in sim, test it in prop firms, test it in cash accounts. And you can use different strategies for different market regimes. Again, choose long only, short only, or both directions. Trade semi-automatically, and you can diversify. So now, why use customization? We've talked about why using automation, but now why use customization? Because basically one bot does not fit all sizes. Every trader has different environment, different personal circumstances, different trading and situations. They can be trading cash accounts or prop firm accounts or both. I'll have sim paper accounts, testing accounts as well. People have different size accounts. Cash traders have different size margins. Some have $5,000, some have 50, some have 250, some have $1 million. And in prop firms, you can go from 25,000 up to 300,000. So every trader needs to customize their white box strategy according to their environment. Everyone has their own risk profiles, favorite instruments, times that they can trade, like first hour of the day or at lunchtime because they have a day job, whatever. And different prop firms, of course, have their different rules in terms of consistency, max drawdown, and other crazy rules. You also have a number of additional reasons why customizable strategies are better. And I'm not going to read every line here, but this is available if you want to download the recording, and you can read through all these more carefully. But basically, it goes on and on and on in terms of why customization has benefits for diversification, scaling, etc. Our strategies, we have 10 as of today. We may have 11 or 12 by the end of the year, so I can do my 3x4 matrix. But basically, all of our strategies are automated. They're all white box. They're all customizable. All 10 of our strategies run on NinjaTrader, which is the #1 platform for automated retail systems. They all have the same user interface when you look at properties, which is for parameter setting. They all have the same time filter options. We actually have as many as 6, including you could actually set your time filter in seconds if you want to give more minutely than minutes. They have the same extensive money management capabilities, similar chart trader buttons, on-screen information, messages, alerts. They all come with installation instructions, which is simple, really. Just import import it as you normally import the zip file, and then getting started guides and very full, almost up to 20-page user manuals. The 10 strategies, which I showed before in a different format with icons, are the following. The 10th one is our newest one, VWAP bot. You'll see we have some trending strategies like Trend Bot, Bouncer Bot, Squeeze Bot, and ATM Bot. We have some mean reversion strategies like Scalar Bot, Reversal Bot, Auction Bot, VWAP Bot, Reversion Bot. And there are some that are hybrids. Scalar Bot could be a hybrid. If you turn on the re-entry button, you can actually take advantage of a trend as well. And each of these, we have some customers who just use one of these. And we have some customers use 2, and we have some customers use 3 or 4. I don't know of anyone yet who's using all 10 other than me in the trade room. But again, it's a question of how many charts NinjaTrader can support at one time as well. But you could definitely use different bots at different times of the day as well. Not to be too repetitive here, but just to clarify, we have 6 time filters. We have extensive money management. Targets and stops can be done in a number of different ways, including with ticks, dollars, or ATR. Trailing stops, break even, etc. And we support ATMs for many of our bots. Direction can be chosen. Start behavior can be chosen. On-screen info is extensive, but you can turn it off if it bothers you. No one I know turns it off because it's useful. We have optional indicators, optional filters, and the chart trader has helpful buttons so you don't have to go in and out of properties. And as I said, the documentation is extensive. I don't want to waste too much time on comparing us to other vendors, but and I have purchased a few other vendors, and I've talked to users who have tried other vendors. But basically, I would maintain that we have one of the most extensive white box systems out in terms of customization. And give you some example, most vendors support most instruments, but there's some vendors out there who don't support micros. There's some that only support ES and NQ, some that only support ES, YM and NQ, but we support anything that NinjaTrader supports. In terms of chart types and time frames, I know some vendors who only do range charts, some only do Unirenko charts. We do any time chart, tick charts, or any of those that you want to use. In terms of our time periods, we believe we have the most of any vendor. We have 6 time filters. Others have typically 2, 3, or 4. I know some that only have 1. As far as I know, we're one of the few where you can actually set your time filter in seconds. Like, why would you do that? Well, maybe you want to trade the CPI at 8:30 a.m., so you want it to start at 8:29 and 50 seconds, or you want it to start at 8:30 and 15 seconds, or that kind of granularity. We also support Eastern time and local time, so you can set which one you want to trade with. In terms of our money management, we have an extensive list of money management capabilities, including account profit percentage or dollars from that, and we have at the trade profit level as well. Again, it's for power users. We have the best system. Entries and exits, we allow up to 5 different target levels, including a runner, whereas most vendors support 2 or 3. We have the ability to support runners and also support for ATMs. We offer a number of filters, moving averages, VWAP, higher time frames, squeeze, ADX, volume, delta, etc. I don't know enough about the other vendors, but I know they don't support all of those. In terms of entry triggers, different bots use different manuals, different methods, but MA crosses, reversal bars, unfinished auctions, which is unique to us, I believe. Squeeze firing, pretty unique. We do a lot of bounce entries as well, including standard deviation. I'm not sure about all the other vendors, but basically we handle all of them. On-screen messages, extensive on-screen message, and at the same time, we don't clutter the screen. So again, not going through all these more detail, but you get the idea I'm trying to paint. I've pretty much said this already. And again, I've mentioned this already. And as an example, you could set your daily goal at 800 and your max loss at 400. 2 to 1 is quite a good ratio. I sometimes use 3 to 1. If you want to trade more than one bot on an account, you can have that the bot itself, whichever bot hits its goal, stops and the other bot continues. Or if one bot hits its max loss, the other bot will continue. So that's quite clever and quite tricky to implement, but we've got that and had that for a long time. You can also have trade goals and trade losses with reentry. And then the account profit protection, trade profit protection I mentioned, dollars or percentage. I'll give you a YouTube link where we have a lot of videos of our bots in action. But just in terms of screenshots, the trend bot, which was our very first product, you can see with the green dotted lines, those are profitable trades. That's a perfect trend bot trade. The scalar bot, this one happens to show a colored background because we have the optional ability to turn on red, green, yellow, or blue according to the moving average trends. You can configure your own colors. But in any case, here's a typical example of what a scalar bot trade looks like. You can see the different trades there with the green dotted lines. The bouncer bot, similar to scalar bot, but it bounces off of moving averages. If you were to look closely, you'd see that there was a bounce off the 8 EMA, the yellow line. There was a bounce off the white 21 EMA. There was a bounce off the magenta 34, and it just keeps bouncing off those and taking profits. You can have backfill on or not. You can have reentry on or not, on or off. And you can see the buttons allow you to turn those on or off. Reversal bot uses ATMs, but you can see there's a yellow candle signifying a reversal, a bearish reversal candle, then a blue one, which is a bullish reversal candle. These trigger ATMs. Auction bot looks for unfinished auctions. I think we're the only company in the world that has one. And it's lovely to see these unfinished auctions get picked off by price action. The breakout bot is a typical opening range or any range period you wish. You set whether you want to trigger the entry according to the moment that it, the second that it crosses the line, or whether you want to wait for the bar to close. And then you can use an ATM, or you can use ATRs or fixed tick increments for targets and stops. Squeeze bot, if you see in the lower panel there, is the squeeze indicator, which is based on the interplay of Bollinger Bands and Kilner channels. And when the red dot appears, it's a squeeze. And when the green dot appears, it's the squeeze firing, which is the signal that momentum is increasing. And you see the bot took the next candle and entered and took advantage of the release of compression. Reversion bot works on a VWAP and standard deviations. When the when price gets too far above VWAP, you can set it to enter. ATM bot supports only ATMs, yours or others that we provide for free. The VWAP bot is kind of the inverse of the reversion bot. It works on a bounce off of VWAP. You can see the blue VWAP line here. The price bounced off, took a trade at the bounce, took a profit, took another trade at the bounce, started taking profits. So that gives you an idea. And if you want to see more of these, this is the YouTube channel. We have nearly 20,000 subscribers. We have over 350 videos showing performance in real time against all 5 of the instruments that I've been discussing. So again, we're trading 50 charts a day. Going on to prop firms. I don't talk about the pros and cons of prop firms. I'm personally a little bit skeptical, but I know a number of you are here because you like to trade prop firms. But anyway, that's my overview of them. I actually wrote a white paper on the prop firm industry. If you'd like a copy, all you have to do is email me. And yeah, we've had people use our product with Apex and with 5 or 10 others. So for prop trading and customization, putting these 2 subjects together, thank you, Anthony. You got to decide which bots to use, which instruments to trade, what chart time frame, what time filter. You have to go through all these decisions. But once you set this up, you basically save your settings, and you've got something to experiment with: back test, forward test, trade in sim, trade live. This is a helpful little guide in terms of position sizing, whether you're conservative or whether you're aggressive or somewhere in between, which I'm calling standard. Will give you an idea of how many maximum contracts you should trade. Our trade room trades 5 minis, but that's not appropriate for somebody who's got $25,000 account. You have to trade, 5 micros. That type of thing. But this is a helpful matrix. Now, one of the questions that some of you may be asking is how difficult is customization? If you've not used a NinjaTrader or you've used other people's NinjaTrader strategies, you might have some idea of how good, easy or not it is. But I maintain it as quite easy and want to give you some idea that our pages are all similar and easy to understand. So this is, again, if you know NinjaTrader well already, I'm sorry, I'm going to go through some basics first, but I need to start for people who don't know NinjaTrader. First, you do basically ask for a new chart. Then you have to decide which instrument. And there's a pull-down list, ES, NQ, or MES, MNQ, CL, MCL. You just choose your instrument. Easy peasy. Then you choose your chart time frame. Minutes, seconds. If you're a day trader, ticks maybe. You can do range. You can also do Unirenko and Renko by importing those as well. But within minutes, you can do a 3-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, etc. 30 range or 15 range, you choose what. Basically, we do a lot of our trading in minutes. I like 3 minutes. I used to be a 5-minute trader, then a 1-minute trader. Now I'm a 3-minute trader, but you can choose what you want. Then when you go to your strategy, you choose the strategy selection list. We have a folder, TradePilot AI. If you've licensed one of our bots, it'll only show up once. One of them will show up, but if you've licensed all of them, for example, then you would choose the one that you want. Then you go to your account, what SIM account, what prop firm account, what live account. Choose your account. It's easy from the drawdown list. The best thing after that is probably your time filter. We allow you to have trade in Eastern time, or you can uncheck that box, in which case you're trading local time according to your local CPU. I find this useful because I was living in California 16 years, so I was trading at 6:30 a.m. PT for the cash session open, but then I also was on the East Coast visiting my sister, and then I was in the UK visiting my children. So, you don't want to keep changing your time. So it's just easy for me to think of Eastern time, but you can turn that off as well. We have that capability. And as I said, we had 6 different time filters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do them in any order. You can enable them to start at that time and to flatten that time. You can enable them at a certain time and not flatten them, and they'll stop taking trades, but they won't exit. So here's 3 and 4. Here's an example, typical 9:30 a.m. Eastern start, 11:30 when that's basically when Europe closes. Those 2 hours are the most common trading hours for day traders. But basically, you choose what you want, and you can have multiple ones. So you can go on at 9:30, off at 11:30. You come back at 2 o'clock, finish at 4 o'clock. Or then if you want to trade specific, like news, 4-star news, you can go down to the second level, as you can see here, just as an example. Account daily goal max loss, you just put your numbers in here. Account profit protection, you put your numbers in here. Again, check or not check according to whether you're going to use them or not. And then trade profit protection, strategy goal, max loss, the ones I mentioned already. Entries, you can here tick for ATR entries or tick entries. Here's where you've chosen ATR with instead there's ticks. You see the ticks. Here's ATR, like 0.5 ATR for your first target, 1 ATR for your second target, 1.5 for your third, 2 for your fourth, 2.5, or you can make this 0, and you could be trading a runner. Higher time frame. We have lots of filters. I won't go through them. Higher time frame, VWAP, squeeze, and then we support ATRs, our own or your whatever ones that you've devised. Moving average options, EMA, SMA, different periods, 8, 21, 34, or you could choose your own, etc. Entry restrictions, day of the week, number of trades max, number of profitable trades max, consecutive profitable trades max, those kinds of very powerful capabilities. The trend background color, which I mentioned, is optional, and then lots of on-screen information. We have the ability to use playback with market replay. We have the ability to use strategy analyzer. Recently, we've added that, and you can email me for settings that have worked well for the Futures Trading Club. But let me move on to how we market the products and how we price them. On the left here, our pricing is you can subscribe, lease. I mean, it's the same, basically different words for the same thing. Use our product for a limited period of time. The cheapest entry is $295. That allows you to trade one bot for 1 month. Clearly, it's better if you want to lease that you actually choose 3 months instead of one, because instead of paying $900, close to $900, you only pay about $595. Same thing, it's better to lease for 6 months instead of 2 3s or six ones. And likewise, a 12-month lease is the most economic if you're going to lease it. Economic on the case of per month. But if you're going to get serious, we recommend a lifetime license. You don't have to worry about subscriptions, and, recurring billing on your credit card statement. Just one and done, and you own it for life. And any of these licenses include 2 CPUs and free tech support, free upgrades, free updates. We also have discounts for multiple bots, but I have a price list, but you should email me for that. So turning to the right, the onboarding process is normally you purchase via the website. It requires you to sign up as a member. That's free, but basically you create a username and a password. And then we email you the software, the user manual, getting started guide, and instructions for installation. Then you just have to submit your machine ID, or if you have 2 machines, both IDs in the members area next to the products that you're licensed for, and you start trading, automatic or semi-automatic. So Trader, as you already know, Trader Corner encourages us to offer bonuses and special deals. So we have one special offer, which is actually newly put on the website, and I'll just show this first. It's the we call them special offers on the website. So if you go to our website, you'll see next to products and services, it'll have special offers. So this is something we've just recently introduced. If you look at the left column here, don't forget, we normally lease one bot for $295 a month. What we're allowing new customers is they can actually, for the same price, get 5 bots and try it up to 5 bots simultaneously in those 30 days. And of the 10 bots that we have, you can choose whichever 5 that you want. And at the end of the 30 days, normally what happens is a person decides their favorite is, X bot, and they will then release the other 4 and continue with their favorite and be charged $295. So it'll be basically $295 for 5 bots in the first month, and then it'll be, just $295 for their favorite bot. But if they decide they want to use 2 bots, the special offer allows them in the second month to trade 2 for $395 forever, or according to that price list on the lower left corner there. And then the middle column is, and I recommend it because testing 5 bots in 1 month is a lot of work, or it takes a lot of time. Whereas a 3-month trial allows you to be a little bit more leisurely about it. you still choose your favorite 5 bots. Um, and it's only $5.95 for 3 months. So normally it's $5.95 for one bot for 3 months, but here we're giving you 5 bots for 3 months. And then likewise, if you choose just one at the end of the 3 months, it's continually $5.95. Or we have a volume discount, as you see, on 2 bots is only an extra $100. And then finally, the 3-month trial is $9.95, and that actually allows you to trade all 10 bots for 3 months. And again, you have a price list for volume discounts if you decide to trade after the 3 month period. Let me just show you this. Okay, so especially for Traders Corner webinar offers, I'll stick with leasing, then go back to or go on to lifetime licenses. For anybody who sees this, sees the recorded webinar, I'll talk about ones who are actually watching live, but if anybody who comes across this presentation on YouTube or from Traders Corner, we're giving a 3-for-1. So basically, if you lease one bot for 1 month, you can get 2 more months for free, and you can choose either way to do that. You either ask for that one bot for 3 months, or you can ask for 3 bots for 1 month. That's not on the website. You actually have to email me and ask for the webinar lease offer. And something that we have not put on our website, but have mentioned frequently in presentations, that we do have a special discount for any new customer who's never used any of our products before to get a 50% discount on the first purchase. And that includes a lifetime license. So the highest discount would be if you use that promo code on a lifetime license in terms of dollar savings, because once you can only use that one once. Okay, so let me move to the lifetime license offers here. So this is a special one for Traders Corner webinar participants. This I have 3 of these, and I'm going from small to large here. So if you'd like a lifetime license, this expires at the end of this month. You can use that same discount code, promo code, and instead of paying $24.95, you get a 50% discount. So you're only paying $12.48. However, assuming you're watching this presentation now and you're interested, we'll offer until the end of this weekend, Sunday, 19th of July, a 60% discount, which brings the price down below $1,000, gets you down to $998. And that gets you your 2 CPUs, your free tech support, free updates, free upgrades for life, documentation, 2 CPUs, etc. And we're throwing in 1 hour of free consultancy. And that promo code off of the website is TR2026. And then finally, what I think is the best deal, which expires again on Sunday night. If you pay a full lifetime license, $24.95, we're going to throw in 4 more bots for free for life. And not only can you choose which 5 to get started, you can swap any of them for any of the others forever. So you could choose trend bot, scalar bot, bouncer bot, reversal bot, auction bot. And a month or 2 later, you could say, I'm not finding auction bot does much for me. Can I try the VWAP bot instead? Sure, we'll just license you for that and switch off the other one. And the same thing, 3 years from now, you can say, SqueezeBot isn't working for me anymore. Can I use the ATM bot? And we'll turn off one and turn on the other. So it's a fantastically, it's a great 80% discount, and it's free swapping. And this, again, we don't have it on the website. You have to actually email me asking for the amazing webinar purchase offer. So I'm basically 2.5 minutes before my deadline. So I'll stop and I'll put up the screen here for contact information, our website, my email address. Those product ordering links are just when you go to our website and you go to any specific product, that's the link that comes up. You have the different leases and lifetime license buttons. And then just to remind you again, the free trade room, Zoom platform ID and passcode. So if there are any questions, I haven't been able to look at chat box or anything, but maybe you can tell me if there are any questions.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions. Are you using Zoom? And can you share the Zoom meeting link in the chat window?
Okay, so it's right there on the screen in front of you right now. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure. This is, hang on, let's see what this is. Yeah, hang on. There was it.
If you just need the meeting ID, I could put that in the chat.
Okay, it's meeting ID is, can you see it's right there? 850-8724-9006. You just go to Zoom and say join a meeting.